Hello everyone, this is Mr. Smith from Gagey Elementary. Today we're going to be reading from our History Alive book. I hope that these recordings will be helpful to you. Please make sure that as you are reading along with me that you're looking at the text and you are learning the terms. Today we're going to be reading through chapter 1.1 all the way through 1.2 and ending at the end of 1.3. Let's begin. Geography of the United States. 1.1 Introduction. Before learning about the history of the United States, you need to know something about our country's geography. Geography comes from a Greek word that means writing about or describing the earth. Geography is the study of our physical and cultural surroundings. Geographers study our natural surroundings. They tell us the locations of places and describe plants, bodies of water, and landforms. Geography helps to explain how humans interact with their natural surroundings. For example, geographers study how mountains prevent people from moving easily from one place to another. Learning about the geography of the United States will help you to understand our country's history. In this chapter, you will learn some geography skills for reading and understanding maps. You will begin by learning how to read a globe. A globe is the most accurate map of Earth. You will then learn how to use latitude and longitude to find any place on Earth. Next, you will learn 14 geographic terms. These terms are used to describe bodies of water, such as bays, and landforms, such as islands. Finally, you will learn about 15 physical features of the United States, such as the Mississippi River and the Great Plains. Look at the picture of the globe on this page. This part of the globe shows the United States. As you read this chapter, look back at this globe. How can you use a globe to find places? How does a globe help you to better understand the United States? Here they are showing you the two hemispheres, north and south, and then the other two hemispheres, west and east. North and south hemispheres divided by the equator, and the western hemisphere and eastern hemisphere divided by the prime meridian. The United States is in the northern hemisphere, and we are also in the western hemisphere. 1.2 Understanding the globe. Earth is a huge sphere, like a ball. Most maps show Earth's surface are flat. A globe, though, is a sphere. Only a globe is a truly accurate map of Earth. The most northern point on Earth is the North Pole. The most southern point is the South Pole. No matter where you are on Earth, north is always in the direction of the North Pole. South is always in the direction of the South Pole. When you face north, east is to your right, and west is to your left. These directions are the four main points on a compass. They are called cardinal points. Points in between the cardinal points are called intermediate points. These points include northeast, northwest, southeast, and southwest. Many maps have a symbol that shows all or some of these directions. This symbol is called a compass rose. Now stop right there. You can see the compass rose up here in the upper left-hand corner of the page, showing the cardinal directions, north, east, south, west, and our intermediate points, northwest, northeast, southeast, southwest. An imaginary line circles Earth halfway between the North Pole and the South Pole. This line is called the equator. The equator divides Earth into two half spheres called hemispheres. The half of Earth that is north of the equator is the northern hemisphere. The southern half is the southern hemisphere. Over here it says the 4 main points on this compass rose in blue are cardinal points. Points in between them in red are intermediate points. And the definition of compass: an instrument or tool for finding directions. A magnetic compass has a needle that always points north. Another imaginary line cuts Earth in half from North Pole to South Pole. This line is called the prime meridian. You will learn more about meridians in the next section. The half of Earth that is east of the prime meridian is the eastern hemisphere. The half to the west is the western hemisphere. A globe of the world shows that we live on a watery planet. More than 70% of the Earth's surface is covered by water, mainly the water of oceans. Oceans are the largest bodies of water on the Earth. The 4 oceans, from largest to smallest, are the Pacific Ocean, Atlantic Ocean, Indian Ocean, and Arctic Ocean. Oceans surround large masses of land called continents. The 7 continents on Earth, from largest to smallest, are Asia, Africa, North America, South America, Antarctica, Europe, and then Australia. This is the world map showing the 7 continents and the 4 main oceans. Here we have the lines of latitude and longitude. The equator is at 0 degrees latitude. The prime meridian is at 0 degrees longitude. 1.3. Understanding latitude and longitude. Geographers begin to study a place by finding its location. To do this, they use 2 types of measurements, called latitude and longitude. With these lines, they can pinpoint any spot on Earth. Distances between these lines are measured in degrees, shown here. The lines that circle Earth from west to east are called parallels of latitude. The distance between parallel lines is always the same. The starting point for measuring parallels of latitude is the equator. The equator is halfway between the North Pole and the South Pole. It is at 0 degrees latitude. All places north of the equator are north latitude. Places south of the equator are south latitude. The places farthest from the equator are the poles. The North Pole is 90 degrees north latitude. The South Pole is 90 degrees south latitude. Over here it says any spot on the globe can be pinpointed exactly by using latitude and longitude. For example, the boat in the picture is in the middle of the Earth's largest ocean at 15 degrees south, 150 degrees west. Can you find that spot on a world map on page 15? The lines that run from the North Pole to the South Pole are called meridians of longitude. These lines are half circles. They are not parallels because they are not always the same distance apart. They are farthest apart where they cross the equator, and they meet at the 2 poles. Starting place for measuring longitude is the prime meridian, or first meridian. It is numbered 0 degrees. All lines to the east of the prime meridian are east longitude. Lines to the west of the prime meridian are west longitude. There is one line that is the same distance east and west of the prime meridian. It is exactly halfway around the world from the prime meridian. This line is at 180 degrees longitude. It is called the International Date Line. You can locate any place on Earth by using parallels of latitude and meridians of longitude. To note the location of a place on Earth, first name its latitude, including north or south, then name its longitude, including east or west. For example, one location on Earth's surface is at 30 degrees north, 90 degrees west. Can you find this location on the map below? Let's look at the map below. They said 30 degrees north, so we start here on the latitudes. 0, 15 degrees, 30 degrees north would be this line going all the way across. And then they said 90 degrees west, so we would start up here at the meridians, and we go 15, 30, 45, 60, 75, 90. And where those two come together, we can see, here's 30 degrees, here's 90 degrees. That would be down there in Louisiana. That's right on New Orleans. This concludes this section of reading for History Alive, Chapter 1, Geography of the United States.